bit of attention to where you put, and I think it was you, I think you were sort of distracted by a club on the ground between you, the ball and your feet. I think you were saying it was putting you off. Well, I wouldn't bother using one at all, so we're kindred spirits there. But I would have a target line, and I would, make sure you're targeting. So the way I would do it, I hope you can see this white flag, which I'll put a little finger around. Where is it? Yeah, it's hard for me to see on you'll probably be wondering what I'm talking about here, but it's hard for me to see on my little camera here. The flag is there. Can you see it flapping around? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out in front of these golf balls, and about 2 club lengths ahead, I'm going to put this stick down on my target line. So this ball, for example, I'm going to get back behind the ball, which you can make it into a little ritual, and I'm going to make sure visually, I'm going to be quite pedantic. I'm going to make sure this line is a perfect guide and a perfect alignment for my upcoming shot. So regardless of which club I'm using, be it a short shot or a long shot. Now I'm quite satisfied, there we are, I'll obscure the camera a little bit. I'm quite satisfied that that line is very close and very in keeping with my target. Now I want it safe distance ahead, this line out in front. Don't bother with a club between your feet and the ball. If it is a club, fine, but make sure it's a safe distance ahead, something like, at least a club length before you put it on the ground. And then once you've got that alignment, you've got that target, what's often going to happen is you'll stand here, having stood behind and checked it's aligned. You'll stand here and this line will have a habit of looking to you because of our perspective from over here looking out towards it. When you're in posture and you target, this will have a habit of looking like it's going to the left to a right-handed player. So don't be too put off if that's the case. And again, I can send you a link on targeting, and there'll be a more elaborate version of this. But this is a very important point for your consistency, and so that when we communicate, we're comparing apples with apples rather than apples with oranges. Because if you set up and you haven't got used to seeing this line, you might pick a spot on the ground when you play, because of course the rules say that you can't, put a club down, put a line down as an alignment aid. So, of course, if you've got understanding playing partners, Chris, you can just go out there and do whatever the hell you like when you're on the golf course. You can take these alignment sticks, which will cost you probably, you can get them from Home Depot or something like that. They'll cost you probably the princely sum of $5 or $10 for a couple of sticks. Golf sticks they are, not just sticks anymore, they're golf sticks. But when you put that stick on the ground, that'll give you bulletproof alignment. Now you could go out on the course and play 9 holes to yourself and just keep putting that line down in the right spot and then talk to me about your shot patterns from there. And we've got a bit more continuity, because if each time you set up, you pick a spot on the ground, maybe that little clump of grass that I've put at the end of the line here, that's beautifully lined up, could be a pine cone, could be a cigarette butt somebody's dropped down. And you're looking at that and you're thinking, right, well, okay, I thought it was lined up when I stood behind the ball, but now I stand here in posture and suddenly, unfortunately, it looks like it's going to the left. So if you're out on the golf course and that happens, you'll probably react to that and you'll start aiming slightly further to the right. The moment you do that, all of that practice you've done from one position has been undermined, because the swing feeling that you'll use, you'll probably complain if you've been hitting lots of accurate shots in practice, you'll start hitting it to the right logically. Then if you start hitting it to the right, in the middle of your game, you'll start making different maneuvers in your swing, which will try to get the ball back towards the target. And as a consequence, you've got inconsistency there. So really, really important that we get used to targeting. Now again, that optical illusion, a left-handed player who stands this side is going to look at that exact same line. You can do this yourself. Try it when you get a chance to practice. Get this side of the line, pretend you're left-handed, look at that line, it will have a habit of looking like it's going to the right. So one thing we know, it can't be going 3 different directions at once. It can't be going left, right and straight, that's for sure. So I think get into a little habit of targeting, loving what you're doing with your swing, just keep doing what you're doing. Sometimes my job, I'm afraid. All right, but once you're lined up, and you're in posture, stay in posture, look up and down your target line from here, get used to seeing it, visualizing it, get comfortable with it, and that's from there, that's where you go ahead and make your swing after that. All right, super high lob shot with a short club, but bang on line, so off it goes. So again, I can put my ball on line, double check, get into a little routine, little habit of getting back behind the ball, picking my spot, looking at my line if I've got a line available to me, if I'm practicing, targeting from posture. All right, and then I'm just back and through. Nice. Well done, coach. Okay. So those are the main things. Don't bother with balls that move both ways in the air. Slow is not the answer. You need to be energetic, but smooth is a better word for it. Even, continuous is a better word for it. That's what you've struck gold with. You know, keep doing that. Don't shed that for anything. You're not going to do well to thrash around at it and change pace. If you start super slowly, you're going to have to change speed at some point. You can't keep swinging slow the whole time. Slow, if we take it to its extreme, is not the answer. All right, fast, if that's the word we use for violent and haphazard and contrived and unpredictable, then yeah, that's no good either. You swing something around above your head and, you know, it'd be all jerky, it'd be smooth. So that's where you're getting that uptick. But yeah, make it energetic if you want the best of both worlds. You want power and predictability, reliability, then we need to put more energy into it. This is only a lob shot, so I'm not going mad here. Otherwise, I'll stick it on the road or in the car park. So. All right, but that grace, that elegance, but the lines of your swing, the positions of your swing, I'm really happy with. So I'm intentionally not going to go into great detail because I think keep doing what you're doing. Refer to the notes we've made before. All right, so lining up again, same routine, nice and directly back. And that's great to hear your little mantra there, you know, straight back, then into out on the way forwards. It's almost like you were saying a little rhyme to yourself, almost saying a little, you know, kind of rhythmic mantra. Straight back, into out, straight back, into out. You know, it's like literally a manifestation of a human being making two things and blending them into one. It was delightful to watch, you know, really good thing to see, and I would heartily encourage it. Hit that one a bit heavier, but highly functional. Anyway, okay, points made. And yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, Chris, and keep me in the loop. Bank holiday here, so I'm off to have a nice one. Hope you have a good weekend too. Take care, my dear chap. Bye.